Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things photography. In this video, I will be talking about how to adjust or set your aperture on your camera for Canon users only. So if you are any other owner of a different type of camera, this video might not be so helpful, so definitely refer to a different video. However, if you are a Canon user, stay tuned and we're going to dive into this lesson. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Before we get into today's tutorial, if you have not watched my previous video talking all about Aperture, what it is, how to use it, how to read it, stop what you're doing, go back and watch that video now before we proceed on to this tutorial. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to adjust or set your shutter speed on a Canon camera. So we're going to start by turning on our camera. So now that we have our cameras on, we have to figure out where is aperture located. So you can find the aperture in one of these three places. All right, now that our camera is turned on, as you can see, we are in manual settings. I always shoot in manual mode. I find it's easier that way to get the most control out of your camera, and to be able to control or adjust your settings manually, you're able to really gets the maximum creative control over your photograph versus in aperture priority. All right, so right now my camera is on currently the shutter speed as represented by the 1/100th of a second. However, we need to switch it to aperture to adjust that. So in order to do that, I'm going to hit the exposure compensation button as seen by the AV plus minus symbol. So I'm gonna press that real quick, and as you can see, it went from my shutter speed to my aperture. So I'm going to toggle between both of those. Shutter, aperture, shutter speed, aperture. So you get the idea. All right, so now we're going to adjust the aperture up top using the main dial. So now let's look how that's affecting the aperture. So as you see, it's getting higher and higher and higher as I am adjusting that main dial. So as I adjust the main dial to the right, the aperture gets higher. As I adjust to the left, the aperture gets lower. And because I have a 50mm 1.8 lens on my camera, you'll notice that the lowest my aperture can go on my camera is 1.8. So as you'll notice while I was recording this video, if I let my hand even slightly off of the exposure compensation button, I can easily accidentally change the shutter speed. So in order to not do that, you want to make sure you're fully pressed down on the exposure compensation button to only adjust the the aperture. One quick tip to remember when setting or adjusting the aperture on your camera is that the higher the number of f-stops, the less light will come in to your camera. The lower the number, the more light will come into the camera. Also too, you want to remember that the smaller the aperture, the less light will come into the camera, and the wider your aperture is, more light will come into your camera. And this will also dictate how light or dark your final photograph will be. So that's it for today's video. For more helpful tips and to expound on this topic further, definitely check out my ebook on Amazon entitled A Beginner's Guide to Fully Manual Mode, to find out more information how to fully shoot in manual mode, to really master your camera settings, and to demystify shutter speed, ISO, and aperture, and to really get the full maximum value out of your camera to take really exceptional photographs. The link will be in my description if you are interested in purchasing my ebook and reading it to find out more information to take your photography to the next level. I hope you got some value out of this video and learned something new. Be sure to drop me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys next week.